Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Underground, thunder bounce, and I stop the ground like a million elephants, a silverback orangutan. You can't stop a train. Who wants some? Don't come. Welcome to the jungle. We got what it takes. We got everything we want. Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue. Run to the hills. Run to the let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies rock the
There we go. Thank you, James. I guess let's start that again, shall we? Welcome to Monday, everybody. And you already know it's Monday because shit is already going wrong. So I'm late. The intro was jacked up. And now, when I pushed the buttons to unmute everything, I guess I didn't push the unmute mic button. So I'm just here talking to myself. Typical weekend. But I hope you guys had fun. I hope it was interesting because shit's about to go down. Yep, this weekend is Thanksgiving weekend. And as everybody knows, that's probably one of the most interesting weekends of the year. Because it's when most people get to spend time with their families, and that's when shit always goes wrong. Turkeys flying everywhere, chairs flying everywhere, possibly relatives going through windows, and probably much more worse than that. Oh, fuck. So, before anyone says it, no, I'm not high. I literally just woke up 30 minutes ago. So, what a luxurious lifestyle I have that I could sleep in all day? No. So, for the regular listeners, you would know that I have chronic pain issues. All due to my military service. Well, if I overexert myself, then I'm completely fucked up, which is what happened yesterday. And when I say overexert myself, I don't mean go play a football game. It could be something as simple as move shit the wrong way, because I have back and leg issues. And that's essentially what happened yesterday. I was moving stuff around, fixing some Christmas lights that I still have to finish because I didn't get to finish it yesterday. And I was just in fucking agonizing pain. So I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning, tossing and turning in pain, until I eventually passed out. And I guess my body needed that time to start repairing itself. And the wife was like, "Hey, motherfucker, you got a radio show to do. You better get your ass down there." So here I am. Oh, shit. But yeah, so does that. So I hope you guys had a good weekend. What did you guys think of the waxing of Mr. Katie? Howie's saying, no pressure, take your time, we'll wait, we don't have a life. What's up, Howie? What am I missing? What am I missing? I'm missing something. I think I seen somebody said no audio in the app. Try to restart the app. There should be audio everywhere. Like, pretty sure everything is good to go. Fucking Mondays. I hate Mondays. Everything is good to go here. Everything looks good. Double checked it. There's audio now. See? Boom. All I have to do is talk about it. Yeah, the other thing about Monday, or this Monday specifically, is that Raptor Mom isn't here yet. Raptor Mom had to go do adult stuff this morning, so she's kind of on her way back. Man, I despise Mondays. I think it's the fact that, you know, the weekend you're kind of running around doing, you know, whatever chores and honey-do lists stuff that you have to do because you can't do it during the week because you're too busy working. And whether you get to finish it or not, I mean, you may just be relaxing. You may just like, fuck it, I'm only going to do like 3 or 4 of these, and then you're going to relax on Sunday or relax on part of Sunday, and you just get kind of relaxed, or just that mindset where you're like, okay, I'm good. I'm going to crack a beer, maybe watch the game, maybe watch Walking Dead, just something. Like you finally get to relax. And then you're like, fuck, I got to go to work. I got to get up. I got this to do tomorrow. It just all starts again. Yeah. So, fuck Mondays. Are you 100% behind that? So, another thing I want to bring up that was pointed out to me, which I'm in the process of fixing. So, in case you guys didn't know, WTF Nation Radio essentially had a fundraiser weekend. Well, it was kind of on Friday, but kind of extended by the fact that we decided to launch a T-shirt. I don't even have the link on me right now. That's how jacked up everything is. So we decided to launch a T-shirt. Me, myself, and Pi, in my infinite wisdom, didn't put two together. Obviously, English is a hard language for me. So I jacked up the spelling slightly. So it's not a big problem because all I had to do is go back to the artwork, redo a portion of it, and send it back to the guys that are doing everything for us. So they should have gotten that email this morning. There's the link to it. They should have got that email this morning, so they should be fixing it. But the T-shirt campaign thing, I was missing the hyphen out of no one. Like, is that really a big deal? The hyphen in the word no one? I don't know. It looks weird with it in, if you ask me. But yeah. So I fixed that over the weekend. Yeah. That and jacked myself up. That's the highlights of my weekend. D-Max wants to know, did anyone end up winning the TV? Yes. Old GI won the TV. But old GI, being a fucking balling ass Uber superstar, decided to donate the TV back to the station so we can give it to somebody else doing something else at some other time. So yeah, so old GI did win the TV, but he donated it back to the station to give to someone else. Yeah, James, I already went over the hyphen thing. I can't spiels. I can never remember the word no one having that hyphen in it, but oh well. Yeah, see, Howie kind of agrees with me. There shouldn't be a hyphen. Either one word or 2 words, but no hyphen. I thought it was 1 word. But, I don't... You know what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to go to our handy-dandy Googleizer. There we go, because Google never lies, right? So let's do no hyphen 1, and it comes up with a bunch of shit. Let's do just no one. Oh, okay. So no space one. It's a pronoun. The pronoun no one, which is no space, so it just says no one. Says no person, not a single person. So I think it is no space one. And then there's a grammarist type of website. It says no one, no space one versus no one, which is no spaces, no hyphen, versus no one, which has the hyphen. And it goes into this. The hyphenated form of no one is especially common outside North America. It is almost completely absent from 21st century US and Canadian writing. But the unhyphenated form prevails everywhere by a significant margin. This is the case despite the fact that many English reference sources list the hyphenated form as the standard spelling or recommended it above the alternatives. So I guess if you want to go real English, then there is a hyphen in there. If you want to go by, I guess, the American standard type stuff, it is 2 words. No space one. All the way, Harry. Yeah. So I put it to you guys in Facebook Live. Shall we keep it as no hyphen one, or do we have it as no space one? You guys let me know, because obviously the majority of people didn't like the no one as a one-word thing. So let me know what you guys want. The majority rules kind of thing, since they're both technically correct, either no space one, as in 2 words, or no hyphen one, since they're kind of both correct, depending on where you live. No space one I'm seeing so far. Oh. Okay. All right. So far, I'm seeing the no space one is ruling. So if all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a bunch of people come up with hyphen ones, then I don't know. Maybe we have to do pig wrestling or something to determine a winner. But so far, it's no space one. So I'm going to have to go back and re-edit the artwork again and send it into them and say, hey, that last one I sent you, don't worry about it. Just use this one. So as soon as they update that, then it will reflect on the website. But there's something like 10, 11 days left to pre-order the shirt before it goes into print. So it's not even in production right now. It's just still in the pre-order stage. So yeah, so we got plenty of time. So it's not a huge deal, but it's definitely a good thing to work out right now. So that's good. So after the show, I'll get busy with that and send it over. So good job. Thank you, everybody. Merci beaucoup for you African-speaking peoples. So, what is on today's show, you may ask? Well, since I kind of opened the show of how my sleep was all fucked up because I was in so much pain last night, I figured, why not talk about how jacked up or how prevalent sleep issues are in the Army. Hey, Branko, send me an email to the WTF Nation Radio Facebook page. Just send me a message to the inbox, and I'll hit you up after the show. So this the article coming from Army Times, and they put it out there, a disclaimer saying this is not the following is an opinion piece. So it's not, the dude's not employed by the Military Times. I guess he's like a freelancer or some shit. But I read through this, and I thought it was kind of, he makes a good point, but on some he completely fails. But anyway, it says the use of alcohol is known to degrade mental capacity and impair decision making. The military prohibits its use during duty hours for common sense reasons and does the same with other substances that can degrade readiness. But when it comes to other actions that can do similar damage or worse, we promote them with reverence, pretending they are strengths. Studies show sleep deprivation offers effects equal to drinking alcohol, and continued lack of sleep has the potential of being even more deadly. We would never allow a drunken soldier to lead an ambush, so why do we consider it acceptable or even admirable to send one with lack of sleep into a life-threatening situation? The Army's culture of sleep deprivation begins during basic training. Although the Center for Initial Military Training has taken steps recently to incorporate additional sleep into the platform, it continues through the first unit of assignment, where we interrupt sleep with training and other duties until going without rest becomes ingrained in our soldiers. This is akin to assuming that service members can build up enough alcohol tolerance that they will be safe to drive regardless of how much they have to drink. The logic is flawed. Unfortunately, the Army has yet to grasp how important sleep is to the mission accomplishment, decision making, general health, physical fitness, and the whole host of other activities. As noted in the Army's November 2015 Health of the Force report, only 15% of active duty Army meets all national sleep standards, and an incredible 55% failed to meet any of the defined targets. The report found 10% of soldiers have a diagnosed sleep disorder. Almost a third operate on 5 or less hours of sleep per night, and half have a clinically significant sleep problem. The Army recognizes this problem and is working to address sleep management issues via its performance triad program, marking sleep as one of the 3 focus areas alongside physical activity and nutrition. But a survey we conducted shows the program may suffer from a significant lack of awareness. So, out of everyone that's kind of watching and listening so far, unfortunately, I can only see like votes or voices or opinions from Facebook Live right now. But Facebook Live, has anybody heard of the Performance Triad program? I barely remember the words, but that may have been through an article that I've read, because I'm in the article reading business now. I got out in 2014, so only a couple of years ago, and I don't remember, it doesn't stick out, and I'm pretty sure I would have remembered something kind of like that. Dennis, the name of the program is called Performance Triad Program. I'm not even sure what it's about. I think it's got to be like a health related thing. I might have read it or glanced past it during an article, but I don't remember it. So the fact that that these guys done a survey asking people if they even heard of this thing, and no one's heard of it, is pretty freaking significant, especially if it's a program that's supposed to, bolster health and welfare and all that kind of good stuff. It goes on to say, between June and July, we received 221 responses from active duty and reserve component soldiers, with nearly 41% supporting the Triad's core concepts. But nearly 42% had never heard of it, and almost 18% didn't agree with it, including more than 20% of active duty soldiers. Studies show those who manage just 5 to 6 hours of sleep a night perform much like a person with a blood alcohol content of 0.08. The level at which one is considered legally drunk in all states. The Army has a robust program, the culture against drunk driving to the point where DUI is considered a career killer. But there are plenty of soldiers who pride themselves on getting limited sleep. This is hugely misguided. D-Max is right. And I've said it before. I've said it a lot recently. They said between June and July, we received 221 responses. I can pretty much say if we put a poll up now, within 30 minutes, within 5 minutes, we can get a bigger response than 221. And it took them between June and July a month. So 221 people is not any kind of scientific poll. That is a company of people. So, I mean, you look big picture, a company of people versus the entire army is completely insignificant. So take them numbers as you will. But anyway, it goes on to say, as Pat Wardors, LinkedIn's chief human resources officer, explains in a 2015 piece at the Huffington Post, well, this dude says, trust me, it's not a badge of honor to brag that you can get by on 4 to 5 hours each night. You're intimate, what the fuck? Intimate.
Oh, hi, Pi.
Hey, what's up,
You having
Reptimon?
issue?
Yeah, it's Monday, so I'm just waiting for the sky to fall out.
Oh, okay.
INTIMATE.
Intimate?
Intimate. I hope I'm reading it right. Right? Intimate. But it doesn't sound right with the rest of the fucking sentence. Oh my gosh. I feel my head's going to explode. Like, I have no idea what's going on. This is what it says. You intimate that with fewer hours wasted on sleep, you are more productive. Ugh! I have no idea what that means. I'm confused.
It doesn't take much.
Apparently, I have nothing. I don't even know what that whole fucking sentence means. It's completely fucking confused me. But anyway, moving on, skipping that fucking thing. It says, nope, can't buy it. When you brag about that, you are telling me that it is okay for you to harm your health and not perform your best at work or at home. Is that something you brag about? In the Army, an institution where real life and death consequences derive from decisions, we argue that sleep deprivation is definitely not something to brag about. And then the next section's titled, How to Fix It. I only read until this second part. And the second part on this, I immediately was like, oh, this is fucking dumb. Because so far, apart from that completely confusing sentence that blew my mind yesterday as well. But you'll see. You'll see. So the next portion of it, how to fix it. Our recommendation to counter force-wide sleep deprivation is twofold. First, increase awareness efforts. Senior leaders like Sergeant Major of the Army Daniel Daly frequently highlight important topics. Oh my God! Important topics and changes to policy, such as rolled up sleeves, black socks for PT, earbuds in the gym, and a review of the body composition program. The performance triad should be part of the mix. Second, this is where it kind of gets a bit out there. Mandate the use of wearable sleep trackers and implement policies to prevent sleep-deprived individuals from making decisions and leading units. We expect this idea will be met with maybe this is a big word. Deprison. I have no fucking idea what that word is. I've never seen that word in my life. The fuck? Maybe they're just
All I
using
can think
big
about
words
is
that I don't know.
English time.
Yeah, I know, right?
Pie.
Maybe they're just using big words I don't know, or fucking they're completely fucking up some real easy word. But anyway, they're essentially saying use this fucking sleep tracker. Who the fuck? Yeah, that's the one, Stephen. Durison. Fuck it, I got nothing.
Durr. We love you, Pie.
Yeah, so the thing is, right, this article was great up until then. I mean, if you really want to, Stephen says it means to disgust or hate. So maybe it is a real word. Holy shit. Thanks, Stephen.
Well, I got a different definition for it.
What's that?
Hold on. My computer. It says ridicule or scorn.
Yeah, same thing. Disgust or hate. Ridicule.
Huh.
Scorn. Yeah, they all
State of
fall
being
into the
laughed
same
at
thing.
or ridicule being derided.
Derived.
Never-
Derived?
Get back
Is it-
to your...
Fuck, where is it? Derison. I swear to, I've never seen that word in my life. Derison. Anyway, anyway, the article up to that point was pretty decent. So I read that shit and I was like, oh, here we go. Let's just make unrealistic fucking solutions to everything, right? Hey, I got an idea to stop global warming. Let's all move to fucking Mars and build a big dome and live like Sandy for the squirrel from SpongeBob. So like we can live in this fucking dome and everyone will be fine. There, we stop global warming. Yeah, that's a solution, right? But completely fucking unrealistic, like this guy is trying to suggest. First of all, you want to supply everybody with sleep trackers. So first of all, someone's got to fork out the funds for that. Secondly,
This sounds like a bunch of 1984 bullshit.
yeah. Secondly, who is going to go through all this fucking data to make sure? So now you're going to have at least, if you're running it at a company level, well, you can have maybe one, maybe two people track all that data every single day to make sure everyone's sleeping properly. Like it's completely unrealistic. Completely unrealistic. Anyway, yeah. So I read that yesterday. I was like, oh, here we go. No, and I stopped reading it.
Well, I mean, you're talking about people who think we could just save, we could just completely stop global warming, which we can't. We can't even do that whatsoever.
But
I mean, yeah.
The dude does have a point though. Like, forget the whole tracker thing. Forget that stupid word that I've never seen in my life before. It's fucking ridiculous. People just making up random words and say, hey, throw this in the fucking dictionary. What the fuck? Anyway, so he does have a point. Sleep deprivation in the army or the army's sleep problem is a big thing. Now, I understand why during basic training, during SEER school, during Ranger school, during some of these schools, I understand why soldiers are sleep deprived and made to train while they are sleep deprived. I got it. I understand it. It's to induce stress, physical and mental stress. I got that. I understand that completely. And it should continue to happen. The problem is people shouldn't be sleep deprived on a regular day-to-day basis. If you're out in the field, maybe you're doing like a 24-hour fucking mission or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Be sleep deprived. Oh, fucking well. You're in the field. But in the office, you work late or whatever the fucking reason is. You only get like 4 to 5 hours sleep at night. That's not acceptable. Now, the other question you have to ask is, hey, why is Pi only getting 4 to 5 hours sleep a night? he gets off at 1700 every day. He doesn't have to be in until fucking 06 every day. That's like fucking 11 hours off. Like, what the fuck is he doing? So then your home life gets brought into question. Like, well, what the fuck are you doing at home? Like, you're not going to bed early enough? Well, here's the thing. So if I'm expected to be there at 06 and I get off at 1700, that's 11 hours, right? So I have 11 hours of my time. Well, according to, I guess, new sleep guidelines, you should be getting anywhere between 7 and 9 hours of sleep a night.
Right.
Well, if I only have 11 hours of free time, and now that 11 hours also includes my traveling to and from work, which also happens to be, I travel at the busiest times, so every motherfucker wants to get on and off base at the exact same time as me. So let's say, let's be lenient and say it takes you half an hour to get to and from work. All right, so now you've got 10 hours of free time. So if you have, let's say, 8 hours of sleep, 8 night, that leaves you 2 hours to have dinner, to play with your kids, to help them with homework, to have family time. 2 hours of family time before you have to go to bed. See where I'm going with this?
Oh, I completely agree.
Yeah, it's not fucking possible. It's not.
Where you're going with this.
Yeah, it's not viable. It's just not feasible. No one just goes home for fucking 2 hours. You cannot just go home for 2 hours and go to sleep. You just can't do it. So then you start dwindling down. So the average day for me, go to work at stupid o'clock in the morning, like 6 o'clock, get off at 5, go home, mess with the kids, homework, play around, watch TV, eat dinner, and then around 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock at night, I'd fucking crash out. So 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6 hours sleep. About 6 hours sleep is what I'd get. And that was on my regular, good, normal night. Now, if I was on staff duty, I was fucked. I wasn't in big army, so our staff duty shit was during the day. Hey, you have the book. Here's the keys. I go relieve CQ so they could do lunch, and then at the end of the day, I go home. Boom, done. And then I had to check all the buildings, all the company areas, all the battalion areas once before midnight. And then I had to check it again once after midnight, but before 06. So, and I would vary the times, but I'd go home, I'd have dinner, and then around 8, 9 o'clock, I would go back to work, check all the company areas, check all the battalion areas, make sure everything's secured, log it all down, and then go back home. And then I'd literally go to sleep, wake up about 3 o'clock in the morning, go back to work. I'll get all my shit together, go back to work, make sure everything's fucking secure, locked up, and then I would go into my office or the company area and just fucking go to sleep. Boom. Everything's fucking secure, everything's checked. I'll just go to fucking sleep.
Were you AGR?
No, I was active duty.
Okay.
Yeah.
When my second deployment, that whole year I was 24 on, 24 off. So during that that completely fucked my sleeping habits.
Oh, I bet.
And coming home after that, it was like 2 months, and I got out of the Army at ETS. And that was like the hardest fucking transition, and I still haven't overcome it. I mean, it's been 5 years since I got, 2013 since I got out. So it's like, um, once you do something big like that, you'll never get it back.
Oh yeah.
Like, and you have to have fucking drugs to sleep and shit like that. Plus all the things packed onto it, like all the stress. And if you have a shitload of stress, you ain't sleeping.
Oh yeah,
And
for sure.
with this perpetual, you getting your ass chewed at work because why haven't you been sleeping? And they've been getting into your personal life and shit, and that pisses you off, and that's more stress. And they should these guys that have time in, they should not fuck with them as bad. But these new guys, yeah, fucking romp their ass. But these guys that got 10+ years in, give them a goddamn break.
Yeah,
As long as they're keeping with standard and tradition. So
yeah. There's no point fucking with someone's sleep. Like I said, especially in garrison when you're not doing shit.
yeah,
I understand during
garrison.
training, like out in the field and schools and shit like that. I understand that to induce stress. To start pushing someone to see their breaking point, blah, 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 blah. I get all that. I agree with that. I understand that. But in a garrison environment, there's no need for it. It's fucking stupid.
Are you a better garrison soldier or field soldier?
Me?
Yeah.
I'd like to say field.
Me too. That's where I got all my awards.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't really go to the field a whole bunch just because the unit I was in. But when we did, I loved the field. I was at home in the field.
Yeah, I loved it too. It was amazing, and it's like camping.
Yeah.
Except when it's negative 30 degrees out. That shit sucked. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, field garrison blows, and all that shit and sleep depriving you. And you're right. There's no goddamn reason for it.
Yeah, there really
It's
isn't.
garrison.
I mean, all these fucking surprise formations at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, what for? Here's the other fucking crazy thing. Hey, we're going to the range tomorrow, so make sure everyone's at the motor pool at 03 to draw weapons. As soon as we got weapons loaded, we're going to load up in the trucks and get out. No, the fuck you're not, and everybody knows that because the ASP doesn't open until fucking 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So what? You're gonna go to the range and
all the
fucking shoot
E5s.
magic bullets? You dumb motherfuckers! You still got to get your rounds unless you drew your rounds the day before and had a couple of guards watching the ammo overnight. That's okay. That's slightly different. But if you don't have ammo, you ain't fucking shooting at 3 o'clock in the morning. Man, that shit used to piss me off.
All those green ass E5s will tell their privates to be up top at fucking 1 in the morning. Be early to be early to be early.
Yeah, I understand new guys kind of somewhat getting the shit end of the stick to get them into the routine of make sure you're there on time. So the 15 minutes prior to the 15 minutes prior to the 15 minutes prior. I understand that shit. That's fine. But not to the point where the dude's there 4 hours before anyone else. And here's the thing. If you as a squad leader or a team leader are telling your Joes to be there, 45 minutes early, then you as a leader need to be there 45 minutes early as well. You don't tell your fucking Joes to do something and then you take it fucking easy and have an extra 45 minutes in bed. Shit doesn't work that way. That's how you become a shitbag fucking leader. You tell your Joes to be somewhere at a certain time as a squad or a team or whatever, then you be there as well. If it's just the same as if you have dudes in your fucking squad that need additional PT, and if you have like an additional like extra PT program going on, if they're there, you should be there as well. For no other reason than to show them fucking support. Say, hey, you need the extra PT, go work out some fucking more. You're going to be here at this time, this place. There's an extra PT fucking squad session thing going on. Be there. And then you be there as well to show him support. Like, hey, good job, man. Fucking push it a bit more. Yeah, keep going. Encouragement and shit. I mean, it's a fucking team effort, right? So, I mean, you can't fucking
is.
just push the guy out on his own and expect him to do his own shit until he gets to your standards and then bring him into the team. No, he's not going to feel part of the team then. You know,
It'll bring morale too. Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
bring a shitload of morale.
you stick with him through the whole thing, and then you create that bond. So right there, even if you're not doing PT, but you're there to support him, he's like, oh, fuck, you know, Sergeant so-and-so's here fucking supporting me, pushing me. He automatically builds that fucking bond of trust and appreciation and respect. Well, anyway, I don't know how the fuck we got on this.
And with that, when you get out into the shit, it's going to be better cohesion, and your tactics will be better. Your communication will be better, and shoot, move, communicate. You'll live.
You know, I knew a guy, specialist, who for essentially a year and a half refused to go to the board. Like, the points he had would have given him E5, but he refused to go to the board, and the board was like every month. He refused to go to the board for a year and a half because he said he didn't feel ready. He didn't want the responsibility because he didn't feel ready. Which I think is pretty legit. Until like a year and a half later, we were like, you know what? I don't give a fuck if you're ready or not. You're going to the fucking board. You're more than fucking ready.
You push him into the deep end.
Yeah, I mean, he was. I think it was just the unexpected, the big, because it is a big jump. And I think he was somewhat apprehensive or scared about it, just the unknown and everything that goes with it. And I mean, he was more than capable. He just didn't kind of believe in himself. So like a year and a half, we listened to that shit and then was like, oh, you know what? Fuck it. You're going. And he had no plans of re-enlisting, but he ended up getting his E5 like 4, maybe 5 months before he got out, which is good. I mean, he wasn't a shitbag in any way. So
Getting your 5 is a fucking confidence booster. I don't give a fuck who you are. You getting those stripes, goddamn, because it's that transition from low enlisted to NCO, and once you get them, you're like, holy shit, I made it, and it's a great goddamn feeling, and it is a lot of responsibility, but it's not that fucking bad.
oh yeah, it's not. No, it's not at all. It's you know, it's the exact same. If you're a senior specialist and you get treated as a senior specialist, it's almost exactly the same. Apart from now, you're really held accountable. As a senior specialist, if you're told to make shit happen and you fuck it up, you get bitched at a bit. But as a E5, if you fuck it up, you get bitched at, and your trustworthiness.
Going on your NCOER.
Yeah, your trustworthiness starts to fucking diminish, and it more than likely ends up on your NCOER unless you turn around and do something fucking magical, and then they just don't put it on there.
I had a platoon sergeant tell me something one time, and it's true. It takes one fuck up to destroy 1,000 attaboys.
Oh yeah.
That's true. Being an NCO, goddamn, it's especially now that privates and low enlisted have so much power over your career.
Yep.
They can dictate shit. I'm gonna tell on you, Sergeant. Oh, suck my dick. Let's go to the woodline. And I'm not. I got in 03, and like I'm glad I wasn't really a part of the Millennial Army. 03, it was still kind of whoop your ass kind of style. I was still in the greens.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to say that I've taken some shit to the woodline a good 10 times, and it's been dealt with, and nothing ever came of it after that. But I wish they could go back to the woodline and whoop some ass and be done with it.
Yeah, I was pretty lucky. I never really had any shitbag Joes. Like, and every time I'd fucking walk in everywhere, I'd treat everyone the same. Whether you was fucking, you know, first sergeant or fucking the newest private. Obviously, I'd give the newest private a little bit more shit. But generally speaking, like speaking to people as a person or treating them as a person, I treat them all the fucking same way. ICE can attest to that. You know, I just treat everyone. I just essentially be me. And if you didn't like me, then oh fucking well. Which happened to one person who didn't like me. one of my team leaders. So I constantly gave him fucking shit all the fucking time, but not to the point where he could write me up for anything. He would always get frustrated and pissed off and start shouting and yelling. And then I'd just be that fucking douche. "Oh, Sergeant, oh." And like, you need to fucking stop that shit. "But why, Sergeant? It's what the Army does. Oh." Like, I used to piss him off so fucking bad. But he was a douche, man. A complete fucking douchebag. But, you know, that's really the only person I ever had any issues with. I would just treat people fucking normally. Treat people like fucking people, man. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're a fucking sergeant major. Sergeant major of the Army daily. He's a regular fucking person. Everyone's a person, man, regardless of their rank or their job. You know, some people let that shit go to their heads, and that's when they're not really people anymore.
Yeah, well, I had this. I'm not saying every fucking buck sergeant gets it, but some of them, I've seen a lot of them do. As soon as they get their 5, they just turn into cunts. And
Right.
There's this one motherfucker I remember. I was in Korea, and I can't remember his last name, but I just know he was from Jamaica, and he got his 5. I think just as soon as he got there, and this motherfucker had it out for me, and I was way bigger than him, and he would just fucking eat my ass every day. He'd call up mustard formations and shit, like 3 in the morning. I mean, just fucking with me, and he'd be drunk as fuck, and I'd call him out on his shit. And he got in trouble for being drunk and like trying to smoke us and shit.
Damn.
But one day, I just had enough. Like, I was on top of the launcher, and it was raining, and I had fucking my boots they weren't standard. I didn't have. They were kind of slick on the bottom, and like, I had a hold of a rope or something, and he yanked that motherfucker, and I almost fell off this fucking launcher. It was way the fuck up there, and I just fucking had it, and I grabbed him. One time before that, he cut off my fucking rank, off my collar in the field, and I almost killed him. And like, my first sergeant was super fucking pissed because of that, because I was the shit. Anyway, I grabbed this motherfucker and I took him to the woodline, and my first sergeant, he didn't say nothing about it because he knew he was harassing me, and he just let it go. And I whooped his fucking ass. Well, I mean, I let him get a couple shots in on me, but he's fast. I'll give him that. But after that, he never fucked with me again. And they moved him. They moved him different sections, so moved him to a different launcher. So it was all gravy.
Yeah, I hate people that fucking get that rank and then think they're just the dog's bollocks. It's ridiculous. And what they don't understand is, all right, congratulations, you just fucking moved up in rank and responsibility. But there's still someone above you, someone bigger and badder, that'll knock the living shit out of you, whether it be physically or on paper.
Yeah, rank is not your age, and people need to fucking understand that.
Right.
E4 is not a child. They're grown fucking men, just like you. I mean, granted, there are some goddamn soldiers out there that act like fucking children. You have to babysit them, but I've met fucking 50-year-old fucking E4s.
Yeah, so have I.
You talk to them. I talk to them like they're my fucking elder, but they know better. I mean, once they're the guard, I mean, they know fucking better. They won't act like a fucking child when they're 50.
Yeah, we know shit had a dude that was old as fuck. Like, we're even surprised he was even fucking in. I guess he was in the Navy. He spent like shit ton of time in the Navy, then got out, and then just fucking life happened for him and stuff. So he just decided to join the Army. And he was, I think he was like 50 something. Like, he was old as fuck. I'm not sure how he was able to get his like waivers and all kinds of shit, but he was old as fuck. And everybody, including the first son, treated him with the utmost respect because he's an older dude. He wasn't any kind of fucking shitbag. He PT'd with everyone. He done everything that was expected of him to the standard and even above the standard. I mean, he done his fucking job. He just wasn't into the, regular young dude fucking around, jokes, all that kind of shit. I mean, he'd sit around and joke with people, but he wasn't into, like, the pranks and all that kind of shit. He'd laugh at it, but he would never, like, get involved in that shit.
You just wanted to call him fucking Sarn.
Yeah, like, he was a good dude. He's an older fucking cat, And he never got fucked with. He was never picked for like any shitty details. He was never made to do any of the shitty jobs. And you could say that's kind of fucked up, but I don't think it is. I think it was great that he never got pulled for any of that shit, because I mean it's his fucking age. I got it. Everyone's there to do the same fucking job, but that isn't that's the wrong fucking mentality though. I mean, you treat people with fucking respect accordingly. You don't just group everyone as a fucking herd of cattle and say, oh, well, you're all fucking cows, so you're all gonna fucking do this. You got
there's plenty of young Joes to fucking. There's plenty of young Joes to fucking do the job.
Yeah,
you're right.
You treat everyone as an individual, as their personality and their actions warrant the treatment. And there's a time and place to treat everyone as a group, which is like
how many times they put him in a leadership role?
Not many, because he was fucking old dude. Like he had a bad fucking head injury in the Navy. Like it was really weird. The circumstances were really, really weird. And like we were really surprised how he was actually able to be in. But I mean, he was in. But yeah, he didn't stick around for too long. Like he ended up getting, I can't remember if he got discharged or retired. I can't remember what happened to him. But he was only around for, I think maybe a year. I can't remember. But yeah.
Maybe he had to finish up his good years or whatever. Like, I know once you switch to guard, I didn't know this before, but you have like good years and bad years and shit from missing drill and all that.
Right.
I didn't know that. Maybe he was doing some shit like that.
Maybe. Yeah, I can't remember. But, yeah. So, what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to take a short break here. So I could go grab another coffee. Well, actually, I got a Monster with me. I got this Monster called Ultra Black. I've never had this shit before.
You should try the pumpkin spice.
Is it like a grape?
I don't know. It's like a black and red can. But I've never had this shit before. So I was kind of intrigued, and I was like, you know what? Let me see what this shit tastes like. So
I just had a Red Bull. I can't stand Monster.
Really?
I like them all. I like them all.
Yeah, I guess it's one of them. Like when I was pregnant with Nathan, like the smell of Monster would make me sick. So ever since then, I just can't. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's one of the pregnancy things that just ruins shit for you.
You didn't get no Black Rifle coffee?
Who, me?
Both of y'all.
Oh no, I didn't. I was too busy. I didn't even think about any of that shit, man.
Not yet.
He sold that shit to me. I'm like, fuck yeah, I want some.
Hell yeah.
Did you get it? I mean, obviously got it.
Yeah, I ordered some. Yeah, I ordered some.
So how was it?
It's fucking delicious.
Damn.
It's fucking great.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting better than the blowjob, but man, I always say like I gotta get this shit, I gotta get that shit, and I never get around to fucking doing it for some reason.
Yeah, same here.
Alrighty, boys and girls, we're gonna take this quick break, so we could go for a piss break, maybe get another coffee before I open this Monster. So we shall be right back. Stick around.
WTF Nation Radio.
Feel the rhythm of the bass mark. If any woman comes around trying to test me, if any woman comes around trying to test me, feel the rhythm and the bass mark. Feel the rhythm and the bass mark. God mercy, nothing to concern me. Feel the rhythm and the bass mark. Feel the rhythm and the bass mark. God mercy, nothing to concern me.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
You're listening to the sounds of WTF Nation Radio.
What's going on, y'all? It is me, Soldier Hall with Redcon One Music Group, and allow me to introduce to y'all Rounds Down Range Reloaded.
Redcon One Music.
They say I'm not the same, I never knew I made a change. Gone for many months, can't mess with someone's boo. They say I'm not the same, I never knew I made a change. Gone for many months, can't mess with someone's brain. What seemed like it's pain, maybe nothing to you. If you seen what I feel, might change your point of views. Just watching the news don't make you an expert. Think I plan to be a jerk, wear my heart up on my shirt. Think I asked for these bills, cause of a reputation. How can you understand with these tribulations? All the trials that we face, hard to stay patient. We just wanna feel peace, give a safe haven. Never been in my boots to feel the situation. Don't mention stipulations or the destination.
But I gotta give you some credit. You came to aid me like the medic is there. You got this message.
I'm here to tell the world that I'm feeling okay. I know I'm not the same, and can't right, I made a change. I can't tell if I change for the better, but the people all around changing like the weather. Throughout the storms, can't feel the sunlight. Gotta keep my head high, gonna be alright. I can't tell if I change for the better, but the people all around changing like the weather. Throughout the storms, can't feel the sunlight. Gotta keep my head high, gonna be alright.
And I told them I'm a changed man, and then they started judging me. When I said I was fucked up, everyone was loving me. Everything was lovely. Had much less stress, had a lot less love, but a lot more sex. And I guess that's the price you pay for growing up. Fast lane, never slowing up, now we're blowing up. Rep your set, throw it up, always gotta show 'em up. Fake friends at your funeral, only ones that showing up. Because real friends protect you until they don't respect you. Because real friends protect you until they don't respect you.
Redcon One Music.
Real friends protect you until they don't respect you. They saying that I changed and I have so much potential. Now my life is uneventful. Just me and my notebook, my team and my pencil. And I don't need no one else. It's just me and myself. I agree with myself. Me and I see an eye to eye. I go get her. I evolve. Tell me, y'all, did I change for the better?
I can't tell if I change for the better, but the people all around changing like the weather. Throughout the storms, can't feel the sunlight. Gotta keep my head high, gonna be alright. I can't tell if I change for the better, but the people all around changing like the weather. Throughout the storms, can't feel the sunlight. Gotta keep my head high, gonna be alright.
I couldn't stay the same, I had to make a change. Now I see my goals in life are in my range. Been through the ups and downs and felt the pain. Road to destruction, I was in the fair lane. Me, myself, and I, we the only ones to blame. So-called friends were gone quick as they came. It was hard, but I had to learn the hard way. You gotta change for the better, for a better day. Some people can't understand that. Used to run with the wolves till it was time to leave the pack. Some change for the worst, heart turned black. That's sad, that's whack, a well-known fact. I keep my head up high even when I'm down. Spread motivation to whoever come around. Come and get it, there's plenty enough to share. Mandatory that I spit it and give you this health care.
I can't tell if I change for the better, but the people all around changing like the weather. Throughout the storms, can't feel the sunlight. Gotta keep my head on, gonna be alright. I can't tell if I change for the better, but the people all around changing like the weather. Throughout the storms, can't feel the sunlight. Gotta keep my head on, gonna be alright.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Oh, everything. There we go. Everything just went weird in my ear. Yeah, welcome back. I hope you guys grabbed the coffee, took a leak, and done all the stuff you needed to do. So instead of getting another coffee, I opened up this magic can of Monster, and this shit is amazing.
What's it called?
Ultra Black.
Black Lives Matter.
It tastes like candy.
I want to go get one, and when I get off of this mofo.
Hey, Rob, how you doing? For those,
hi, Rob.
yeah, for those of you who don't know, Rob is one of our loyal listeners, but he's been deployed.
No, he just got back.
Yeah, he's been deployed as of late and has just returned back. So good to have you home, brother. I'm glad you made the round trip safely. Yeah. So yeah, welcome back, Rob.
Bronco wants you to hurry the ingredients.
Do what?
The ingredients on the
Ingredients in this motherfucker.
Yeah. You'll probably trip over them, honey.
All right, the ingredients. Let's see. Carbonated water, taurine,
Delicious.
erythritol, sodium citrate,
I
malic
love that on my
acid, citric
spaghetti.
acid, natural and artificial black cherry. Oh, cherry flavor. That's what it is. It's like a candy cherry flavor. It's not that strong cherry flavor. Like, I'm not a big fan of cherries. I can eat them, no problem with that. But I'm not a big fan of them. But this doesn't. To me, it tastes more like candy.
I love cherries.
Yeah, that doesn't taste like cherry at all.
Does it taste like medicine cherry?
Oh,
No,
medicine
it
cherry is
it
the
legitimately tastes like candy. Like I can't even taste cherry in there. Maybe I'm just still fucked up. Maybe Monday's just kicking me in the balls. But yeah, I can't.
Pour some in your coffee.
I don't have any coffee. I didn't go get another coffee because I had a Monster here. So yeah. But that's not a bad idea. Maybe I should save some and go pour it in my coffee.
What was the owner of Black Rifle Coffee? What's his name again?
Evan.
That's it. Evan. We should contact him. Be like, hey, find us some cherry coffee.
Oh, that'd be kind of interesting.
I'd do it. I'd drink anything that man put out.
You know what you need to do, Jay Reddy? You need to contact him and see if you can be on his taste testing trial team. Because they can't just all of a sudden be like, oh, hey, we're going to make a new coffee blend and we're just going to put 12% more coffee beans in it. Like, they have to have a taste testing team to see like, all right, let's try this shit out. What does it taste like? They got to have a taster.
Where are they out of? I forget.
I want to say Texas or Illinois.
Yeah, I'll go hang out with them at Black Rifle Coffee, and I'll go sip some coffee with them.
I could be wrong.
I'll go learn the process. I will say, hey Evan, show me the process. Let's go to Colombia. Let's go get some cocaine, and let's go get some coffee, and let's mix these two in your coffee press.
There you go.
And try
Boom.
Some coca leaves.
some cocaine coffee.
Talk about being like fucking buzzed off your ass.
So I found this story the other day, and at first from the fucking headlines, man, headlines. And if you're one of these people, just read headlines and then share a story or fucking bitch and moan and try and talk about a topic based off headlines, you're fucked up. Reassess your shit.
Been aborted.
Yeah. So I read the headlines and I was like, what the fuck? This is kind of fucked up. And then I read the actual article and I was like, yeah. So I want to get your guys' opinion, like everybody's opinion. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you my opinion after the article. But it says, the headline is, attorney says adoptee from South Korea deported from the U.S. So a guy that was adopted from South Korea has now just been fucking deported back to South Korea. A man who was adopted from South Korea by Americans when he was 3 years old landed on Thursday in his native country, one that is completely unknown to him. After he was deported from the United States, an official and his lawyer said, I wish they would use fucking commas and shit. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement had ordered Adam Krapser deported because of criminal convictions, including assault and being a felon in possession of a weapon. His life story highlights the fallings of an adoption system that put him in the homes of one set of parents who abandoned him and another that physically abused him and other adopted children. This is from his Seattle attorney, Lori Walls. That's what she told the Associated Press. ICE spokesman Rose Richson told the Associated Press in an email that the 41-year-old Cresper arrived in Seoul, South Korea on Thursday morning aboard a commercial airline flight escorted by ICE deportation officers. Richson said Cresper was arrested by ICE on February 8th after serving a 60-day sentence for menacing constituting. Oh my God! I can't wait for Monday to be over. He spent 60. He done a 60-day sentence for menacing, constituting, domestic violence, and attempting coercion. He had been held in an immigration detention center in Tacoma, Washington. Since then, and a judge could have allowed Cresper to stay in America, but decided on deportation. Cresper's supporters said he waived an appeal because he couldn't stand to stay in the detention center any longer. Now, the immigration detention center isn't like a regular fucking jail. That place sucks. Like, it's bad. Wall said that she is astonished that the fact that Cresper was adopted, abandoned, and abused carried relatively little weight in the decision that the immigration court made. The U.S. government facilitated the adoption out of Korea, she said. No one followed up to make sure he was safe. When that first family abandoned him to foster care, he was not visible. There was no follow-up. No one ever sought U.S. citizenship for him. He and his older sister were adopted by a family who lived in Michigan and who later abandoned him after they moved to Oregon. Brother and sister were split up. Cresper was eventually adopted by parents in Oregon who assaulted him and other children in their care. His adoptive parents were convicted of multiple crimes. Cresper eventually left the home and was arrested after he broke in to retrieve some of his belongings from the orphanage in South Korea. Cresper later got into further trouble with the law. He came under the scrutiny of federal immigration authorities after he applied for a green card and they saw his criminal record. I'm hopeful Adam figures out how to make a life in that country where he doesn't speak the language, doesn't read the language or doesn't know anything about the culture. His birth mother in South Korea, who can't be much help for him. Walls also said, I spoke with Adam a couple of days ago. He was trying to stay positive, but I mean, it was clear talking to him that he was scared. He's going to a country where he can't even read the street signs. So what's your guys' take on that? Because mine is there's
got to be.
They fucked him over. I get it. He's a felon, a criminal and stuff. And in regular circumstances, yeah, you should fucking deport him back. But the fact that he was adopted and brought over to the US and the adopting family abandoned him. And then when he went...
how many times was he adopted?
Twice, I believe. So
this is 40 fucking years ago.
Yeah. So he was adopted, brought from South Korea to the States. He was abandoned by his first adoptive family, and then he got adopted again, and they fucking abused him. And then he went to, I guess, an orphanage, and then, or I guess he went after the first one. He went to an orphanage, then got adopted. And after they were abusing him and shit, he broke back into the orphanage to collect some of his shit or something. I'm not sure. It doesn't clearly state. But he's essentially got fucked over, and that was kind of his life, well, his path to crime. Yeah, the system fucked him over. Completely fucked him over. I can't accept it, Mom. I think the phones are fucked up. Regular circumstances, I would say, yeah, you have a criminal history, background, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, get deported. But in his particular case, everybody failed him. From the government because they didn't check up on him, from the foster parents, from the whoever the people that facilitate the fostering, like everything. The whole fucking system failed. And yeah, so I think it's
bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's complete fucking bullshit. Hold on. Hey, Jay Reddy, give me a call back.
All right.
Yeah, it's complete bullshit. Jay Reddy's going to call back in because I think the phones are jacked up. I may have to restart everything.
Oh.
No, it's good.
So, like, how many times did it say he was adopted?
Twice. It says he was adopted twice. And at some point, he was in an orphanage.
Okay.
D-Max says, playing devil's advocate, did he ask for help, though? The article doesn't say. He may have, he may not have. But, get this. It doesn't matter if he asked for help, because at some point, somebody knew that A, he was abandoned by his original adoptive parents, and B, the second time he was adopted and then abused, someone also knew about that. So people knew about this shit, but no one really done anything about it. I mean, I don't know what happened to the parents. They may have, been put in jail or whatever. It doesn't say anything about that. But somebody at some level knew this shit had happened.
Here's my next question. How old was he when he committed these crimes?
It doesn't say, but from what I make of it, he was like a teenager. I mean, he was still fucking in adoption and shit.
Huh.
Like, he broke into the orphanage to get his shit. So, I mean, you can't be an adult and live in an orphanage. So, I mean, he was still technically a fucking kid.
To me, I think that there's more to the story than they're letting on to be. I mean, yeah, the system did fail him to be placed into 2 homes that abused him. And of course, then being in an orphanage, he's not going to be taught. I mean, I guess with the environment, and I know I kind of sound a little liberal here, but he's not going to be taught, like, how to be a functioning adult.
Yeah, that isn't the job of an orphanage. An orphanage is there to give you a roof over your head, food on the table, and that's pretty much it. They're not there to teach you the rights and wrongs of everything.
But, however, if this dude is 40 and he's just like, I'm kind of like, that's why I'm kind of thinking there's
he did
be more
something
to the story.
recently.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess from what I understand of the article, his life of crime started when he first broke into the orphanage to go get some of his shit. Now, it does say that Immigration and Customs Enforcement had ordered Cresper deported because of criminal convictions, including assault and being a felon in possession of a weapon. So he obviously committed some kind of felony, and then after that, he was then caught with a fucking weapon, and as everyone knows, felons can't possess weapons.
Of course.
So when he applied to immigration for a green card to become a resident, which I don't see why that wasn't part of the adoption shit. But
it should have been.
Yeah, it should have been.
I mean, that's where they really failed him. But however, with him being a felon, obviously he went to prison. Why the fuck did he not try and use the programs and shit to better himself while in prison or out of prison? Because there's stuff available to them.
Right? Yeah, and
why not?
And that's where he's wrong. Like I've said a number of times before.
I kind of missed part of it.
you determine your life. You determine the path in which you take. Just because you had an abusive fucking family, or a crime family, or whatever you want to call it, doesn't mean that it just continues. There have been some great, successful people. White, black, green, orange, doesn't matter what fucking color they are, what culture they come from. There have been...
came out pretty fucking good.
Yeah, there have been some amazing fucking people that have got doctorates, masters, all kinds of shit. And they grew up from a shitty, abusive, crappy, alcoholic fucking background. And there's been people that have come from the richest fucking families, from fucking great, never needed for anything, and they're complete pieces of shit, living under fucking bridges and whatever else. Because they made that path in life. Like, yes, your upbringing is what molds you, but you need to use that for positivity instead of fucking still traveling down the path of shitheadness.
Well, that's another road of psychosomatic, and like I see exactly what you're saying, and I totally fucking agree. But there's some folks in the world, and I'm not giving them fucking credit, but they can't distinguish. This dude might have mental problems.
Right.
For all you know, I mean, he is American, and he in his head he is American. I wonder when he found out that he wasn't a citizen. I bet you that was a real fucking shocker. But I mean, he might been a fucking. He might have been a genius. I mean, he might have the capacity to fucking hold these degrees or go to school and know right from fucking wrong, and just got caught up in the wrong shit trying to make a fucking end, or caught up in the system. I mean, that happens. But like, you're right about the upbringing. It sucks. I wasn't in that fucking upbringing. I was in a fucking religious, alcoholic fucking upbringing, and it fucking blew, and it was abusive, and it sucked balls.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that kind of environment or that kind of upbringing is easy to deal with. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that you ultimately, once you remove yourself or you are removed from that environment, you then determine in which direction your life goes.
I would say, like, I wonder, like, the percentage of, because the Army, let's be honest, does a fucking fair amount of brainwashing. I mean, they beat it in your fucking head.
Right.
I wonder the percentage of how many guys that came up from that upbringing going to the Army became successful versus not. Because you have to get re-brainwashed.
Right.
Because you were brainwashed that whole way coming up. and it's normal to fuck up.
That's
and it's
pretty interesting.
You have to fucking be brainwashed out of it.
You know, this guy, here's kind of what boggles my mind. And I would say I know a little bit more about this kind of shit than most people because, I mean, I went through the system to become a citizen. So, Immigration and Customs Enforcement only picked up on this guy when he applied for a green card. Now, a green card isn't actually fucking green, it's actually white. But the green card solidifies your status as a permanent resident, which means that you live in the US, you can work in the US, you get a social security number, you can do all of that shit. Now, he's 41, and he's just now, or say 40, because, I mean, it can take a while, and we don't know how long the legal proceedings were to kick him out. But, so, let's just say he was 40 years old, and he just now applies for a green card. So, since he was brought over at the age of 3, he's never had a social security number. He's never been able to work legally. He's never been able to do any of that shit because he hasn't had a green card.
That's a testament to immigration. You can do fucking anything in this country except be fucking caught. Just like you can go. Oh shit! I wonder why.
Well,
I wonder what happened where he's like, oh, I think I need one now.
Me too, because I mean, he had to have known for a long time.
Yeah,
that he wasn't
by
a
this
US
at this
citizen.
point, yeah.
I don't know. This is kind of how I look at it. Maybe, the powers that be of the universe. Obviously, he got reunited with his birth mother, so that it can't be all of a bad thing. And of course, Pi, as you said, you can't really read headlines and believe the story and then just fucking share it and spread it out like wildfire. Because I saw that story yesterday, and all the people they were like, oh, that is awful and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's not awful. Like, read the fucking story. Obviously, something is wrong. I mean, they just would not deport somebody who was adopted and was a good, I wouldn't say obviously they're not a citizen, but a model, person, productive member of society, and just deport their ass because, the adoption process got fucked up.
Well, they tried to fucking deport my ass, and I still to this day do. Well, maybe not. Well, at that point, I didn't have any kind of criminal record. And if you're wondering what my criminal record is, it's like drunk and disorderly or some shit.
Oh, that's surprising.
Yeah. So we went down to Myrtle Beach for like a bachelor party, one of the team guy bachelor parties, and man, we had a fucking wild time, and during that, like 2 dudes were fucking fighting, like they were fucking friends and shit. It was outside the fucking club. We were getting ready to like head to another bar or back to a hotel, some shit, and they were fighting. So I went over and was like, hey, calm down, dude. It's like fucking, trying to break this shit up, and they would get fucking loud and fucking just kicking it off again. And this cop just fucking swooped in and was like, yep, you're done. Like, what? I was just trying to break this shit up. Like, no, I've seen it all. You're done. Like, what the fuck? And so spent the night in jail. And judge was like, hey, do you plead guilty or not? I was like, well, I mean, I was kind of fucking loud and shit. So, yeah, I guess. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I weren't fighting. The cop was like, all right, whatever. Get the fuck out of here. That was it. Yeah. So that's my criminal record right now.
No wonder why people just videotape fights now.
I know, right? Yeah.
The only time I ever got in trouble ever was legally. I wrote a check for pizza, and I went to Iraq for a year, and I came back. Well, that motherfucker bounced.
Oh, shit.
And I ended up paying like $2.5 for that goddamn pizza.
What?
So,
What?
yeah.
I would have framed that fucking receipt.
I mean, that's with all the fucking
Court fees.
That's with all the like court fees and shit.
Damn.
Yeah, all that shit. Yeah, and I spent 3 hours in jail, and I was freaking the fuck out. And I was only in the holding cell like a pussy, and I was like, "Oh my fucking god, what the fuck did I do?" And I was like,
Wow.
I was in uniform and shit. They got me at the gate. They got me at the fucking gate. I had to fucking scan my ID card. Like, pull over here. You're going to jail. Like, what the
Wow.
fuck? No. And I was like, I just got back like a week ago, you assholes.
So I told you guys my story about how I ended up in immigration jail for like 3 months. Well, when I went to Iraq, we came back on like one of them commercial airliners, and we flew in via fuck, what's the name of that place? Baltimore. Fuck, I can't remember the name of the airport. But yeah, we flew in through Baltimore. Fuck, I can't remember. BWI. There we go. Yeah, flew into there. So we all had to go through immigration, which was kind of weird. So everyone's in fucking uniform, bags and shit. So we had, I think it was like we had our official like military passports. So I walk up to the immigration dude, give him my passport and stuff. He types away in the computer, and he's like, I need you to come with me. I'm like, holy fuck, are you kidding me? Like, I'm going to jail again. So go into a fucking back room, and he's like, yeah, something came up in the system. And I was like, let me guess. It's got something to do with like back in 05 or some shit. He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, that all got fucking done with. I spent 3 months in jail for no fucking reason. He's like, yeah, I'm kind of seeing all this shit now. He's like, no one deleted it out of the system. I'm like, are you fucking serious? He's like, yeah. So anytime you come through an airport now, you're always going to be pulled to the side into one of these rooms. I'm like, oh my God, you got to be fucking kidding me. So I'm just chilling in this office in uniform, just waiting for this guy to fucking, his supervisor to turn up so he can sign off on letting me fucking go. Like, what the fuck? Like, that shit was ridiculous. Say again?
What'd your commander do?
Nothing. No one knew, because like everyone was going through like the immigration lines and then heading straight out front to go get bags and shit. I mean, there was a shit ton of us. So I just got pulled to the fucking side, and then that was it. I mean, I'd fucking experienced all that shit before. I mean, it wasn't as if it was anything new to me. So once they were like, yeah, you're good. So I just fucking walked out and went back to the bags and shit. And there was a...
Oh, did you get a free prostate exam?
No, not that time. But there was a few of the guys in the team that kind of knew what happened previous and the fact that I'd gone to immigration jail and all that bullshit. And they noticed I was missing, and they kind of was like, hey, were they going to send you back home? I was like, yeah, I think so for a minute there. So, I mean, they'd noticed I was gone, so... yeah, so it wasn't like a huge deal. But yeah, I got fucking coming back from Iraq in uniform and shit, and they fucking pulled me to the side. It's like, what the fuck? I don't
remember going through passport ever. Like when I came back from Korea, yeah, but not Iraq. I don't remember.
Yeah,
that.
it was weird. It was weird as fuck. Yeah, I don't think. Maybe it was just.
I don't remember.
Maybe it was, yeah. Maybe it was, I used my ID card. I know I had my passport on me, my military passport. I know I had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I fucking used it. Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I just used my ID card.
I would be fucking terrified if they pulled me out to the side and shit. When I got home, like on my carry-on bag, like I was going through it and I saw my fucking pocket knife and I was like, oh, how the fuck did they not see that shit? I'm like, oh God.
Well, they generally don't search for all that shit. Like, they're supposed to take lighters and shit off you as well. You're not supposed to have lighters on the plane.
No.
I go through with lighters all the time. Well, I mean, because, I mean, you're not allowed like X amount of fluids because you could concoct them into a bomb.
Yeah.
You can use a lighter to fucking burn the plane down. So, yeah, they're not supposed to allow any of that shit on. But I always fucking go on with lighters, always.
I have to have a fucking can of dip. If I don't have a can of snuff, I'll fucking die.
Yeah. On the way to Colorado, I think I was dipping and I forgot I didn't have a fucking bottle, and
Oh.
yeah, I was swallowing some of it, and it got to the point I couldn't swallow anymore, and man, it was just sitting in my mouth, and it was getting more and more and more and more and more and more. And I was like, fuck, I got to go to the toilet because I didn't have any fucking bottles. I didn't have a cup, didn't have nothing. So I had to go to the toilet and fucking spit all that shit out.
Nasty.
Yeah.
I've been there. I'm not a swallower. And fuck, I just dip spit is so gross.
Yeah. Well,
I
I've got
don't even know why I do it.
I've got to the point now where I can kind of separate the dip juice and saliva. So I can kind of take out some of the saliva so it takes down the volume that's just sitting in my fucking mouth.
Well, that's a talent.
Yeah.
I can sleep with one in.
Oh, I can't. I end up drooling everywhere or end up swallowing all the fucking spit. And I like wake up like
think,
choking.
Like I'll wake up. Yeah, I'll wake up like I was having a dream the other night and I thought I was eating a piece of steak or something. And I woke up during it. I was like, oh, I was chewing the dip. I was like, gross.
Fuck.
It's
Yeah.
a bad fucking habit, and I wish I didn't do it, but it's way harder to quit than smoking.
I don't think it is.
I can't do it.
I
go crazy.
Like there's be like I'll run out of a can of dip, and I can go like a week, 2 weeks without fucking any dip, and then I'll be like, oh fuck, I got to pick up dip. Like I don't know what it is. Like not dipping just doesn't bother me. I just dip. I normally dip
stand smoke.
when I can't smoke. I wish I could fucking just quit smoking like that, but
Why don't you get a vape?
I got one, but
It don't work.
it doesn't do the same thing, and it almost seems like more of a pain in the ass. But yeah, the main thing is it just doesn't, I guess, give the same effect. Now I can pump that shit up and like get a huge ass fucking nicotine hit off it to the point where it sends me kind of dizzy a bit. So I know it works in that regard. And I've
never even tried them.
What, vaping?
Yeah, never even once. Not even tried.
It's it's weird at the beginning because it's a different kind of smoke. Because it's vapor, it's not really smoke. So it is very different in the beginning. It's almost like you're starting to smoke again because you kind of cough and shit. But once you kind of get used to it, it's very different from smoking.
But it just doesn't satisfy that fix.
Well, it does in the way that because I used to like when I first started, I'd have the vape on me like 24/7, and I would constantly just almost like snacking. Really, I would constantly just kind of like vape, like here and there, just constantly fucking vape, and I found that during like commercial breaks on TV, or I'd be playing a video game and I'd want to take a break. I found that that's when I'd normally go smoke. Well, I'd go smoke, I'd light a cigarette, and the second I lit it, just like taking that puff to light the cigarette, I'd be like, oh, I don't fucking want this, and I'd put it out. But I mean, so vaping does work in that regards, but I guess it's the psychological aspect of not going on the break or not doing certain things and being able to have this cigarette. I guess it's all that kind of shit.
I guess with like dipping, when I worked offshore, like I'd keep that I can keep this fucking dip in for 6 or 7 hours. But I mean, it loses its flavor. It's just something in my lip, and I spit anyway. And or that bottle, opening that bottle with one hand.
Yeah.
That I don't know. That's my thing. Opening that bottle, spitting in it, and putting it back in my pocket. And like working offshore, I couldn't really take my dip out. And
what do you mean offshore? Were you working in an oil rig or some shit?
Yeah, I was working. Yeah, all over the Gulf.
Oh, nice.
And I couldn't take it out and put it where I wanted it. I mean, the trash wasn't really accessible. You're not really supposed to throw it overboard. I mean, everybody does, but I don't know. I just kept it in for a long fucking time, and I was really in tight, like enclosed spaces with fucking like biohazard fucking suits on. So I had this mask and I had to keep it on, and I can't. I'd have to spit in my fucking suit sometimes.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, I had to. I mean, I couldn't. I'd fucking die if I took my mask off.
Damn, fuck that.
Yeah, offshore's no fucking joke. Everything will kill you.
Holy shit.
And if you have a dip in, you fucked up. You choke. If you're in that biohazard suit and you fucking choke and you have a dip in and you can't get out of it, you're fucked. You got to just puke in your suit.
Oh.
Yeah. So don't dip while you're in a biohazard suit, I guess is the moral of the story.
Here's an interesting story that I wanted to get your guys' take on. So there's a veteran who is 91 and was discharged for being gay in 1948. Well, he now has filed a lawsuit seeking his discharge status to be changed. In the 1940s, Edward Spires faced a choice many men don't face today: enlist or be drafted. Spires chose to enlist and was assigned as an Air Force chaplain's assistant in San Antonio, Texas. But his easy assignment came to a screeching halt in 1948 when he was reported for being gay and was discharged as undesirable. Now, 68 years later, the 91-year-old has filed a federal lawsuit seeking an honorable discharge so he can receive his military burial. It was all so horrible, I couldn't even eat food, Spires said. If you've never been through this before, then you wouldn't understand. Spires is recovering from pneumonia and nearly died from the illness several weeks ago, which makes the suit particularly pressing. His partner, David Rosenberg, also a veteran, said on Friday that the difference between the way the two men have been treated by the military is a disgrace. Despite the discrimination I faced, I left the military with an honorable discharge, Rosenberg said at a press conference on Friday at Yale Law School, which is providing Spires with legal services in his efforts. It is an injustice that the military has treated Ed and me so differently, despite our equal honorable service. Because of the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell in 2010, it became possible for Spires to apply to have the status of his discharge changed. Spires' application was denied in 2014 and again earlier this year after the Air Force said it couldn't find his records due to a 1973 fire. According to the lawsuit, Yale's Veterans Legal Services Clinic says it found his service number, proving he served in the Air Force. Spires enlisted in what was then the U.S. Army Air Force in 1946 after 3 years of deferments due to attending a religious school ended. He was sure he would be drafted and wanted to choose the branch of service. I lived closeted except when I was off base, Spires recalled. I never did anything pertaining to being gay on base. I had to leave the base in order to go to a gay bar. Time passed, life was good, and Spires continued living in San Antonio, a place he called beautiful. But in October 1947, the seemingly easy life of a chaplain's assistant, a job where Spires found small community of other closeted gays, started to unravel. Spires went to a Halloween party off base dressed in a costume of the soap Oxydol, which advertisements pitched with the line that Oxydol sparkle. I was very sparkly, and that was taken as being in drag. Someone at the party recognized me and said, aha, he must be gay. And the article goes on and on and on and on and on. But what do you guys think of that?
Go ahead, Mom.
I was gonna say, I mean, so they just discharged. I mean, obviously back then, you couldn't be gay in the military, but things have changed now. I mean, if he had done nothing wrong, why not?
Yeah.
Give him the honor.
According to the article, he had a good career until he was found to be gay, and then they discharged him as an undesirable.
It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Mom.
Should.
Yeah, they should
really
fucking...
should.
Yeah, they should let the fucking dude change his status to honorable discharge. I mean, the dude didn't do anything wrong. Like, what the fuck? And the fact that the Air Force is denying his shit because they can't find his records, that isn't his fucking fault. Maybe you should have had better record fucking keeping and made duplicates of everything or some shit.
Right.
But yeah.
I mean, James said it was the law of the land at that time, and we are a country of law and order. Oh yeah, true, but laws change. I mean, like, how many times have convictions and stuff like that gone thrown out the window because things change?
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just, to me, I think it's ridiculous that they're keeping him from his military honors just for the fact that he was gay at the time.
Yeah.
He was he served.
And
So.
this these decisions like this all come down to like one or two fucking people. Like it goes up to what's the name? Fucking can't think of the name now. Like DA, fucking Department of the Army, like
Okay.
HQ DA HQ, whatever the fuck it is, but in the Air Force. So it goes up to them, and they're the ones that make these fucking decisions. Like, so it literally goes down to like one or two people. So the request goes up, they see the request, they go look for the records to determine if he had any, if they go to see why he was discharged. And if it was because he was gay and there was no other derogatory reason for him to be discharged, then they would approve it. They'd be like, okay, well, according to today's standards, that's acceptable. So yeah, we'll overturn it. But boom, done. But because they can't find his fucking records, they can't determine if there's any other reason that he was discharged. So they can't do anything, which is bullshit. It's not my fault that you fucking lost the records or the records burnt or whatever. If he has his copy of his DD-214 or stone tablet or whatever the fuck it was back then, then that should be enough. If they can't find the records because they got destroyed, the documentation he has should be enough to say, hey, this is what I've got on my shit. Fucking do something about it.
I've got a feeling about homosexuals in the military. I am totally cool with them being in there. Totally cool with gay people in general. That's fucked up that they did that back then, and to me, it's all religious, and that's a whole nother fucking road. But if you're gay and you're an asshole and you use that as a fucking crutch, just with fucking anything.
Oh yeah.
You can be a cool fucking gay dude, gay chick. It doesn't fucking matter. You can be cool as a fucking fan. But if you use that as a fucking crutch to get ahead or get out of something or whatever, then
You're
go
a
fuck
douchebag.
Yeah, if you're gay and like, oh, you're discriminating against me because I'm gay, you're a douchebag. If you're black and you're like, oh, it's because I'm black, right? You're a douchebag. If you're white, it's because I'm white trash, right? You're a fucking douchebag. Oh, it's because I'm a woman, right? No, it's because you're a cunt. It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
If you use anything like that as a, like you were saying, as a crutch, that's fucking pathetic, man. It's fucking dumb.
But he's all cool dude. 91 and he's fucking about to die, and all he wants is to fucking get that would be a good step forward for the military. I think
hell
they
yeah.
should fucking do that.
That also means that this guy has been denied every single veteran benefit that everyone is entitled to, and he hasn't given a fuck. But all he wants is his goddamn military burial.
Here's the most fucked up thing out of it all. Here we got a douchebag sitting in a military prison, and they are awarding it a sex change for surgery.
Oh yeah.
And this old World War II veteran, which back then, they fucking, for them it was like duty and honor to serve their country, and
he didn't get drafted. He did it before that too, so
exactly.
He was still volunteer.
So and then, as Jay Reddy said, he's never, fought for, any of his awards or anything like that. And here we got fucking Manning getting a sex change. Like and all he has to do is go on a hunger strike because he's not getting what the fuck he wants. You know what? Really, they need to give this guy his military burial.
It's been politicized, and that's all that. Yeah, it just with the Manning fuck him.
And with the VA, allowing sex changes too because quote unquote they find it medically necessary. This guy should get his military funeral. He can go fuck off.
Yeah, I read something about that sex change thing. It's like the percentage is so fucking low, but it has the highest percentage of fucking controversy. So that's why they push it.
You know what I'd really like to do? I'd really like to try and keep tabs on this, or even reach out to this guy, and just follow the story, because if the Air Force continues to be fucking douchebags and does not award this guy an honorable discharge status,
blow him up.
I think what I would like to do, and I don't know if it'd be possible, but what I would like to do is because he wouldn't be allowed to have a military burial, I would like to have a community effort to pay however much it takes to conduct a military burial. I mean, I know it wouldn't be the same, but at least the community, brothers and sisters today, would conduct the ceremony as if it was the official ceremony. So I think that would at least be some kind of consolation.
Yeah, that would be pretty dope. Yeah, that would be super dope. You know what, Air Force, quit being fucking gay.
Yeah.
Really? Quit being gay, Air Force. That guy was gayer than y'all, and y'all being gay right now.
Yeah. But yeah, that'd be a pretty awesome thing to do. Yeah, blast the Air Force. You know, another thing this guy should do, and I don't know if he's done it or not, he should get hold of his fucking congressman. Make these motherfuckers work for their money. Get hold of his congressman and be like, so you can still allow discrimination in the armed forces? I thought you guys got rid of that.
Where's he at? This guy?
San Antonio, Texas. What you could do is contact NBC News and be like, hey.
Who broke the article?
NBC News.
Oh, yeah, that needs to blow up bigger.
Yeah. But yeah.
My grandpa's still alive. Well, my great-grandpa, he's still alive. He is 92, and he was a machine gunner at the Battle of the Bulge, and he fucking made it.
Damn.
And they had like a lifespan of 7 seconds once they pulled the trigger, and he made it through the whole Battle of the Bulge, and he said he got an 88 dropped on his head.
Wow.
They went hide in a hotel, and they had an 88 drop on his fucking head, and he made it without a scratch.
Damn.
And I was like, God, Grandpa.
Luckiest fucking dude alive. Holy shit.
Not a scratch on his little fucking ass. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
He's about to die, though.
It wasn't his time at that point in time.
The greatest generation.
92, yeah. 92 years old, could you imagine?
Wow.
And I bet, does he, get pissed off when he sees, all these fucking snowflakes crying?
He don't know what's going on no more.
Oh.
He's
a little out.
His brain is on its last leg. He don't know what's going on.
Damn.
But he lived a good life, and he made it through the Battle of the Bulge, so he's a badass in my book.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what matters. Alrighty, boys and girls. It's coming to that time of the show. So first and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by, watching, listening, and if you're listening to a podcast later on, thank you for taking the time to come back. Thank you, J Reddy, Raptor Mom, for hanging out and making the show what it is. Without you two and without all you listeners out there, the show wouldn't be what it is. So thank you. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. Make sure you guys tune in tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern for the Monday edition with Redleg and our special guest,
Bob Owens. He is the editor of Bearing Arms, which will be a good show. I got in contact with him after we read an article, it was probably about a month ago. about this family that got pissed off at a Pizza Hut employee killing, I guess
the robber.
Yeah.
The robber. That's it. I was trying to remember
That
what the
piece
guy
of
was
shit.
doing. Yeah, that piece of shit. But anyways, he's gonna, be on the show tonight, talk probably more, about the Second Amendment and stuff that's, has been going on, the past, I don't know, several weeks about what's probably going to happen with, our Second Amendment rights. So
nice. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So make sure you guys tune in for that tonight. And then remember, we also have live shows every night of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Always starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. So tonight's the Monday edition. Tomorrow, we have... what are we going? I think tomorrow's up in the air, right?
there'll be a show tomorrow.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably... I don't know.
Yeah.
It might be a surprise.
Tomorrow's our new experimental show. Yeah. So something will be on. Then Wednesday, WTF Wednesday with Jim and his crew. Then Thursday is Sans Time with Ice and his cronies. And then Friday,
this Thursday, there's going to be a show. We're kind of going to, play some old shows. It's going to be like Throwback Thanksgiving.
Yeah. There's a There you go. Was that Minnie?
Yeah, she found my chocolate-covered pretzels.
Oh, I found your stash. Delicious. Minnie, go to school.
They don't have school all fucking week.
Oh.
Like, on Saturday, I sat there and I realized, shit, they're going to be home next week.
Yeah.
Go kill an actual turkey or a dog and say it's a turkey.
Yeah, Minnie, go find a turkey. Go kill it. Ready? Go. Yeah. So we always got stuff going on, boys and girls. And then Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, more often than not, you can find us here from 12 noon until 2 p.m. Eastern. Did I miss anything, guys?
Nope. Just tune in tonight and listen to see what Bob Owens has to say.
There we go. So once again, thank you for everyone hanging out, watching, and listening. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Well, that's all, folks. That's my line. Step aside, babe. Let a star do this. That's all! That's all, folks!
Can I go home now?